Very good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the Sunday edition of the Urban Debate. I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. Well, the government of India has made a spirited defense of India's COVID deaths toll after an international publication reported on Saturday that India's deaths are underreported and it could be as much as 5 to 7 times higher than what is being reported by the government of India. Now, to this, the centre has responded that this is an unsound analysis which is based on extrapolation of data without any epidemiological evidence behind it. That is Government of India's defence. But remember, this is not the first time that an international publication has reported, or for that matter, any Indian publication has reported on the matter. In Mirna itself, we have been looking at this issue consistently, state by state, on the issue of underreported deaths. But prior to this, the New York Times also had this report saying that India's death toll could be as high as 6 times by conservative estimates and up to 42 lakh in the worst case scenario. Now remember, just to give you context, the reported deaths in India as of today is 3,70,384. So multiple international publications are questioning this figure. Prior to this, you had the Time magazine as well referring to a research of the Virginia Commonwealth University to again suggest that India's death toll is actually around 20 lakhs. So there are multiple figures that are coming to the fore, but we need to ask some important questions on what is the system in place in this country that is recording the deaths. Remember, on Friday, a report suggested that the toll in Madhya Pradesh recorded by the civil registration system was far more than what the government data suggested. So clearly what the states are reporting and what the centre's reconciliation of data is indicating, again, there are discrepancies there. So multiple questions arise, but primary among them is the fact that why is the underreporting happening? In some cases, it is happening because ICMR guidelines are not being followed. Only those who have tested positive for COVID and then has succumbed to the virus are recorded as COVID deaths. But remember, there are a multitude of people who go untested, but they die of COVID. So those figures remain unreported. There's also the issue of recording comorbidity as the primary cause of death by doctors in private hospitals. So we'll address all these questions with our experts on the panel today. Amulya Nidhi, National Co-Convener, Jan Swasthya Abhiyan India, and also Mahesh Tapse, spokesperson of the NCP. We will be joined by Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, very shortly. Let me first go across to Amulya Nidhi. Amulya Nidhi, you have been extremely vocal on the issue of underreported deaths. Now, the government of India says that this particular reporting of India's COVID tally by international publication, the one that is done recently on Saturday by an international publication, seems to be misinformed. The government of India is citing a very clear reason why this is unreliable, because it is dependent on estimates that are not validated, non-peer-reviewed studies and analysis by pathology groups, which are not competent enough to do this, analysis of deaths too. Over to you, Mr. Nidhi. Tell us, what do you make of this, the centre's defense on India's death toll for COVID?
See, the first of all, is very important why deaths and why number of cases and why data is important. Data is the key to manage any public health emergency entire the world. This is the key ethics and principles. If you see whatever the data, we have a data from Madhya Pradesh, we have data from Delhi, we have data from Gujarat, we have data from Bihar, we have data from UP, at least Maharashtra, at least whatever the data, it is already available from, not from today, it's available from last 2 to 3 months. Also in the last year, same incident happened. So from more than 1.5 years almost, we are getting this lack of data manipulation, data fuzzing, data missing data, gaps in the data. Despite all this reported, there is no. So what is the source of data? The source of data is mortality data, CRS data. CRS is data is authentic data. The second source of data is cremation ground. That is also authentic data. The third is death certificate. Death certificate itself is authentic data. The fourth is gap between the state bulletin as well as the district bulletins. They are underreported. There is a gaps. District is reporting some more than some of the districts in Madhya Pradesh. They have reported less than 40% data. So there's a gap between a state bulletin and district bulletin. Then you have a center-wise data. In one of the COVID care center in Indore
Yes.
district, there were more than 140 deaths out of 467 patients. So whether it is reported, it's not reported. So there are hospital-wise data. What we learn from Bihar. So Bihar, when they do the review, they find that there is some of the deaths is not reported. Some private hospital has not reported from last 1 month and 2 months. So these are all are the data from last 2 months. National, international, local, all the medias are reporting, all the experts are telling, all the data scientists are telling. They are not talking without any evidences. There are evidences. So also some of the deaths we are lying openly. So that cremation ground, seeing that all the photographs, also the bodies in the Gangas and Yamuna. So can you close your eyes? So these are the data which is not arbitrary data. There is some basis, there are some evidence, there are some facts with this data, and also there are also the issue is here. So data, there are separate kind of deaths. I'm not going into COVID and non-COVID deaths. So there are, of course, maybe there may be gaps in how many of COVID, like Madhya Pradesh, out of 170, how many is non-COVID. These are mortality data, there are access data, deaths. But the important issue is that there are deaths which is happening in the hospitals, COVID
Right.
patients. There are deaths.
No, what you're
happening
saying
in
is
the,
important, Mr. Nidhi, because what you are telling us, Amulya Nidhi, is that there are three-tier system that exists in this country. The districts record it, the state level, there's a figure recorded, and then there's a national level reconciliation of data done by the CSR. Is that a problem, Charu Pragya? The discrepancies are happening at every level, from district to state, it's different. And then from again, this what the states are reporting, at least in a BJP ruled state like Madhya Pradesh, we are seeing a huge discrepancy. What the central registry system has recorded for Madhya Pradesh and what the state has recorded. Now, we cannot do with a system like this. This is giving a lot of fodder to international journalists as well to point fingers and say that your figures are not authentic.
So, Afrida, the article which has been published in this magazine lacks one very credible thing, and that is the methodology that has been used by the researchers to come up with this figure. And what they are saying has been refuted in a very strong way by our central government. And I'll give you some more pointers to add to that debate. First of all the data which is collected by the central government. So, when you look at a national death toll, that comes from states. So it's all the state governments which send their facts and figures and numbers, positivity rate, death rate, etc. to the center, and it is collated here, and this is where the records are kept. So if someone is agreeing with the article today, and if these people from the opposition think that what the article states is true, basically they are saying that their own states is not reporting correctly, and that requires some amount of introspection by them as well. The second thing is our government has been very, very stringent and particular in ensuring that everything is recorded down from the district level up till the national level, and that is the only way we will be able to fight COVID. We have seen in the second wave that when things become difficult, the only way
But
to
Charu
control...
Pragya, you are aware what happened in Bihar? Do you know in Bihar, in some districts, after the correction, 200% increase. Now, all of this cannot be human error. There's some flaw in the system which needs to be corrected. And I'll have the Bihar figures playing on our screen for our viewers to see, because then what happens is that, you know, if this is the impression you give, Bihar has suddenly gone up from the 17th rank in death toll to 12th rank. Now, by that logic, Charu Pragya, the country also, in the overall global picture, the rankings are going to go up. And more than that, what is important is this is a very critical index, the case fatality ratio, to strategize on COVID management. How can you ignore this particular issue, and how can you underplay it?
Absolutely. And the thing is, Afrida, even our health minister has stressed upon the fact that correct data is very important while you're dealing with COVID. And we have ensured that the correct data is logged in, and if there is a problem, that is corrected. I don't think a magazine which does not talk about its method of research, I don't think a magazine which does not reveal its methodology, an article whose basis
No,
cannot
forget the magazine. I'm just asking you about, let's do an introspection and find out where our system is a problem. Because your party rule states are having these issues. Friday report is from Madhya Pradesh, where two government agencies have two different figures. In Bihar, it's the Patna High Court that noticed a discrepancy. The chief secretary's figure and the divisional commissioner's figure from Buxar were different, and that is when the Patna High Court said, let's have an audit on this. And then, of course, you had the real figures coming to the public domain. But this is not how it is supposed to be, Charu Pragya. Forget the international reporting for a moment. Let's talk about the systems that we have in place.
So when we have a system which is okay to self-correct, which is analyzing the flaws and correcting it, that's exactly what we are doing right. So we have to understand that even if there was a discrepancy in logging in data, and if our government is willingly and happily correcting it, because see, we are combating COVID only by recognizing COVID, and if we don't recognize COVID, we cannot fight COVID. Our government has been very clear on that. You test, you report correctly, you log in correctly, and that's how you come out of this crisis. And that has not been tampered with at all. I'm going to repeat what our health minister has said. There is no question of hiding any data, because here we are unitedly fighting an enemy which is invisible to us.
No, you are not hiding, but your systems are not foolproof. Nobody is doing this deliberately or making an accusation like that. What we are saying is, why don't you plug the loopholes and fix the system? Mahesh Tapse, we cannot, of course, put the entire responsibility on the center. Like Charu said, the states have to exercise due diligence. Look at Maharashtra. You had, after the revision undertaken by the state, Pune added 546 deaths, Thane added 398, Ahmednagar added 291, which means all along there is misreporting, Mr. Tapse. Mr. Mahesh Tapase, can you please unmute yourself? We can't hear you.
Sorry, good evening, Afrida, and thanks for inviting me for your debate. Let me tell you here that the government of Maharashtra has said that we do a fortnightly reconciliation of all the data which has been put across by the various city, state and district hospital. For a city like Mumbai, the updation is on an instant basis. It's a real-time updation. But data which is coming from a rural hospital and a taluka level place, it takes a little time. So a fortnightly reconciliation of the data is being undertaken by the Maharashtra government, and it's been happening not now, it's been happening since the time the entire COVID pandemic has started. And hence we saw that in this reconciliation, certain data has gone up as far as reporting of COVID deaths. It doesn't mean that they were underreported. It only means that they haven't reported in time, and in the reconciliation, they have been taken into account. As far as the international publication which has said that the government of India or certain states which are hiding the data, well, in some cases the case might be similar to that of Maharashtra, because the bigger city can have a real-time updation. A city like Mumbai, a city like Delhi, I'm sure other big cities in India like Bangalore and other cities can also have a real-time updation. But we are a country which has a large number of rural population. We are a country which does not have too much of a IT infrastructure in government hospitals. So it might take a little time. On the as far as underreporting, or as far as saying that COVID has been followed, I would want to specifically mention over here, out of context, out of a discussion which happened with the Union Health Minister also with when our Maharashtra Health Minister spoke. Maharashtra has been following 100% ICMR guidelines. As far as testing of the COVID is concerned, 70% RT-PCR and 30% rapid antigen test. But is that being followed in states of like UP? Is it been followed in states like Bihar? Is it been followed in states like Madhya Pradesh and other North Indian states?
Okay, but you know, you do not have the bragging rights when it comes to the COVID deaths in Maharashtra, Mahesh Tapase. I'll tell you why. Because if you are bringing comparison of other states, then I have to do the same. Because, you know, in our state, where I also stay here in Mumbai, between June 1st and 11, while the cases reported a 76% dip, in the same period, the deaths have gone up 11%. So there is a problem here where you're able to restrict cases, but you're not able to restrict your CFR. Now, you know, before we go into whether your deaths are reported correctly or not, already we are seeing a rise in the number of deaths. Why do you think this is happening? And big cities like Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, the figures have stabilized. But like you said, in smaller centers, It's a problem because there the death figures are on the rise, and then you have the additional issue of them not being recorded accurately at the right time.
I agree to what you're saying, Afrida. We also have to understand during the first phase of the pandemic, we didn't have the mucormycosis. We didn't have the black fungus. We didn't know how people are, how coping up with allergies, with other virus infections. We didn't know that. Now this mucormycosis has come. Initially, all the surgeons, all the hospitals were prescribing remdesivir as the only panacea for treatment of COVID, and there was shortage of remdesivir in that first phase of the COVID pandemic, on the first phase of the lockdown. So these are some of the reasons, like even in rural parts of Maharashtra, doctors were prescribing remdesivir, it was not there. Doctors were prescribing other foreign manufactured drugs, and we didn't have the stocks. It did take some time for us to get the stocks, and then this black fungus came up, the mucormycosis came up, and people were not aware that this fungus is it's getting infected in the lungs, and people are not getting any time in. I think within 40
Yes, which is why, Mahesh Tapase, it is so important that you have the accurate figures to understand how much of it is happening because of post-COVID complications. Because then again, the strategies will have to be redirected towards addressing the post-COVID complications. Amulya Nidhi, everything cannot be, of course, blamed on the fact that the administration is deliberately lax in recording, because, of course, there are issues like comorbidities and the deaths happening because of that. Now, how do we bring that into the system? So let's have a constructive debate instead of the blame game on what you suggest as somebody who observes public health closely. How do we reconcile all these figures? For instance, if the doctor has recorded a comorbidity as the cause of death, if somebody was untested and dies out of COVID, how do we reconcile all these figures?
See, the first of all, it's not only a debate, then we are blaming and not blaming. So the issue here is, let's accept the gaps. If any state, what Bihar and what Maharashtra is telling, they have accepted that there are some gaps and they are trying to review this, why not Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and UP is doing? So the problem here is, it's not only if, it's very easy, our guest has suddenly talk about the data problem and data problem. Data is very clear. There's no issue of the data. Data is very serious data. That is a fact. So the issue here is call a stakeholder meetings, call everyone together and give us the data. So hiding the data, the issue is what we want. What you want to accept is, if there is 1,70,000, it is excess deaths are there in Madhya Pradesh from last 3 months. New York Times has reported, Bhopal, everything. So there should be some action. So the problem is that we are lying the dead body. Problem is not is a blame game. Problem is what UP, why there is no data from UP.
But who is lying and who is suppressing? What are you trying to say here? Who is suppressing at what level? Because my issue is that the system that we have is a multi-layered system. So unless we have
what Bihar has found that lots of private hospital is not giving us the data on timely. Last 1 month. So they put a notice. So government of India and the state government like Madhya Pradesh, UP and Gujarat, I'm just talking about these 3 states, those are not accepted, and the entire country, come out with the data hospital-wise. You have a COVID care center, you have a district COVID hospitals, and you have a dedicated health centers. Come out with this data. Come out with the village level, you have a survey. Come out with the data, how many deaths happen in the villages. Come out, you have a ASA workers, you have a health workers, you have a whole system. Come out with the data, district-wise, hospital-wise.
What about those in home isolation, Mr. Amulya Nidhi? Those also don't get reported. People who are under home isolation, how do you, in every nook and cranny, how do you cover it?
So we can do it immediately. You can do a panchayat-wise survey. You can do a ward-wise survey. And you can put out a note that whoever is having some deaths related to COVID, those who are confirmed, those who have a home isolation death, come out with
Charu Pragya, let me have you answer this. That, it's not rocket science, is it? I mean, you need an accurate representation of the COVID deaths. Is the government of India incapable of managing this? Surely it can put a robust system in place to make sure that there is a strong system that will record the COVID deaths, whatever it takes, district hospitals, COVID care centers and private hospitals, and then of course have some other system of getting the home isolation cases reported. Now, why is it becoming so difficult? And it would not do simply to rubbish the international publications and say that, okay, because, even in this case, then when you question the research, they have gone ahead and tweeted the exact database from where they have configured these figures. Charu, yes, Charu Pragya, please unmute yourself.
My apologies. So what I'm saying is the government of India is working in a federal system while we are combating COVID. Health happens to be a state subject, and even today, all the data which is collated by the central government comes from the individual states. So actually, it's irresponsible to say that government of India is not handling things correctly. Different states have different methodologies. Different hospitals sometimes might be taking longer than the others to put in the correct reports. Also, I agree with my co-panelist when he says that sometimes COVID death might not happen immediately on COVID being detected. Maybe it is prolonged, maybe it happens later, or it happens because of COVID-related complications which might crop up later, which our scientists and our doctors alike have not been able to pin down and figure out in totality. Because as we progress further...
So then why don't we have a nationwide audit? Why isn't it immediately announced that we need a nation? Because, Dr. Randeep Guleria of the AIIMS director has said the importance of this is immense. There is a misclassification of COVID-related deaths by hospitals and state governments. This is the AIIMS director talking about it and saying that for a picture of mortality, we must perform a deaths audit to reconfigure the numbers. So even internally, your top doctors are not happy with the current system, Charu Pragya. It's not just the opposition or others blaming you.
And it's not a state methodology, it's ICMR. It's a ICMR. The state is working under ICMR. It's a central body.
Yes.
May I continue?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, respond, Charu Pragya, respond.
What I'm trying to say is what our internal senior doctors say is more important than what is being published internationally by organizations who probably don't even understand the internal situation of how things are happening in India. So the very fact that Dr. Guleria can talk about an audit for death in our country goes a long way to show the government is determined not to hide any data. The government is determined to make sure everybody understands what is happening with our nation, and the government is determined to put the truth out there so we can combat it, so we can fight it in an able manner. And that's such a good sign. Now, here is not people who are sweeping.
No, you can continue to rubbish these international publications. We only used it as a provocation to bring up this discussion. But fact of the matter is, and I need to close. Yes, exactly. Let me finish my point, and also I need to close the conversation. I put out this data for our audience and everyone to think about. In Madhya Pradesh, May 2018 and 2019, the figures were around 31,000. In 2020, it was around 34,000. Suddenly, in May 2021, the figures in Madhya Pradesh saw over 1.6 lakh reported deaths, nearly 5 times the usual number of reported deaths. Now, how much of it is being classified under COVID? Because is it possible that suddenly 1 year you have an unnaturally large number of deaths happening in the state? If it is not attributed to COVID, then how is it possible that there is such a big jump? So those questions remain. I'd like to thank my guests this evening, Amulya Nidhi, Mahesh Tapase and Charu Pragya for joining us. Thank you so much for your time.